Here's a new segment for you on Deck with the Muskrats. We want to turn the spotlight to our many host families that do so much for the Muskrats. I heard time and time again last season from players that their job on the field is so much easier when they can have a stress-free environment off the field, and that is what our wonderful host families provide for us. Today we are joined by a host family of the past 2 seasons, Kevin and Jan Keady of Laconia. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks, Casey.
Nice to be here.
You had Derek Trent in 2010, who's now with the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, and last summer you hosted Damian Magnifico, who is pitching lights out for Oklahoma right now. So tell me, what drew you to being a host family first and foremost?
Well, actually, it was my neighbors said there was a men's night out at the Guilford Community Church, and that the Muskrats were coming to Laconia and we could hear them speak. So I listened to Noah and his father, and one of the things that they said that they would need would be host families. So the next day, I think that was Wednesday, on Thursday, I sent an email and said, after talking to Jan, she said, yeah, let's do that. Our son is in the military, so he was leaving that summer, and it would just be me and her, and we said, okay, we'll take on somebody. And so we signed up, and then that was started the ball rolling.
So it wasn't really that big of a decision. It was kind of a quick thought process?
Yes.
It was very easy for us.
Yeah.
Now, Derek Trent is on the path to professional baseball, and Damian is well along that path, too. Do you still keep in touch with both of those gentlemen?
Jan keeps more in touch with the parents. Derek sends me an email every once in a while.
I really enjoy getting to know the families because I get to know their players because they're with us all the time.
Yeah.
And then I get to learn about the family structures, and it's nice to see where the children come from, where the young men come from.
Sure.
And also I learn a lot about different parts of the country because we have had Tennessee and Texas represented in our house. So it's a lot of fun to have the different attitudes that we learn.
That is neat. I was going to ask, is there any rivalry? I'm sure you're both Red Sox fans being in the area, I assume. Do you welcome another team's fan into your house? Is that ever a conflict?
That created problems. If you saw my house, it's well represented by the Red Sox. Derek was, I think, the Cardinals, and Damian was the Yankees. I couldn't believe he was a Yankee fan, but no, we coped well.
That's good. So in 2012, you'll be hosting again. Do you know yet which player you'll be hosting?
No.
The Get Involved section of our website says you need a bed, access to laundry, and the occasional meal. But what does it require to host a Muskrat beyond that?
An occasional meal is more like 2 a day because you've got young men that are hungry. And I feel that they need proper nutrition. We're asking the most out of their bodies, so we need to give them proper nutrition. Actually, both of them that have been with us have eaten impeccably well. They're very careful about their intake, and they have very well balanced meals. So it's refreshing to see them. Damian wanted only bottled water, so that was a requirement for Damian. But that was because he had been in Texas and had some really nasty water, evidently, at school. So, but beyond that, you just need to nurture them. They need adult conversation. They're not adults yet, and you don't need to mother them, but you can. They need somebody to talk to. That's
an interesting dynamic, not being the mother, but I'm sure you had to wash a lot of light blue laundry last summer.
Kevin does that.
Especially, yes, for both of them. I ended up doing it because I saw their uniforms a couple of times saying, what did you do? Well, I washed it. I said, no, you didn't. So I said, you just bring it down. I'll take care of the wash, and it looked a lot better.
Are there benefits from having players in the house? Do they help with the chores every now and then?
I'm certain if I asked either Derek or Damian to do anything for me, they would. I never did. I knew what they were here for, to play baseball. If I needed some help, hey, I need to move something, they wouldn't hesitate to help. But no, I wouldn't have them doing the wash or mowing the grass or anything like that, no.
We felt their job was to come and play for the Muskrats. And so their rest was at home, and then they went off to play their game.
That's great. I would love you guys as a host family, it sounds like. But so many players did say that that was a big thing, to come back to a stress-free environment with their host family. Do you have a favorite memory, Jan, from hosting the past 2 summers? Or some of your favorite memories?
Actually, last summer, I was very fortunate. I got to throw out the first pitch.
Oh.
And I actually asked Damien, who was the pitcher, to catch it for me because I was comfortable with Damien. And I threw it sadly underhand, so it was kind of an embarrassment to the Keady household that I couldn't even throw it correctly. But I had a good time, and that night also I won the 50-50 ticket raffle. So it was a good day for me on that. So that was a very fond memory. Besides, I totally have enjoyed the two gentlemen being in our house. They are most respectful of all our family rules, which, as you can tell, there probably aren't a lot, but they're respectful people, and they have they're very kind to us, and we keep in touch with them. So it's wonderful to have new friends created this way.
Now, what would you say to someone who's unsure about hosting? I know every spring I ask my mom, are we hosting a player this year? Or she's a little hesitant. What advice do you have for those type of families?
I'll give the first then, Jan. I would say if you look at it of how you'd want your son or daughter to be treated if they were an exchange student or going someplace and staying at a family, and you would want them, how you would want them to be treated. If you take that attitude to a ball player and say, that's how we're going to do it, it's really easy and it's pain-free.
That's good, Kevin.
Well, Kevin and I have 3 children. They're 3 boys. And it's just like having another person, another child come into the house. It's like a little bit of longer sleepover. So they come and stay with us, and they just become part of the family. We have 2 cats and a dog that adopt them just as well. So it's just, there's no reason not to take them on and help out.
Great advice right here from a host family of 2 seasons, the Keadys from Laconia. Last thing I want to bounce off both of you, if I were to do a reality segment here on the show later this season, bring the cameras to your house and see a muskrat in its natural environment, is that something that you would be open to?
Please feel free to. Absolutely. It would be fun. I would look forward to it.
Well, we just need some muskrats here in town, and then we can work on that segment. Kevin and Jan Keady, thank you both for being on the show today, and thank you for sharing your stories as a host family.
Thank you so much.
If you would like more information about becoming a host family for the Laconia Muskrats, visit the Get Involved section at laconiamuskrats.com. Kevin and Jan Keady, host family of 2 summers for the Muskrats. Thank you both.
Thanks.
Thank you.